All right, now we have CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi. Olivia, thanks for being with us on this very busy day. I know these leaders are now behind closed doors after speaking to the press there. What do you think is going to really be the main sticking points for these leaders as they discuss the next steps?
Well, Nancy, it became very clear through the conversations and the conversations that Trump was having with the pool that was in the room, with the reporters that were there, and then also what we heard from the European leaders to the pool, that there are two main sticking points. One is a potential ceasefire before there is a peace deal. We know this was what changed last Friday after President Trump met with Russian President Vladimir Putin, that before he was saying he'd like a ceasefire deal, then after that meeting he said he doesn't think there needs to be a ceasefire deal in order to have ultimate peace in Ukraine. We just heard from the German chancellor, who was in that East Room meeting with other European leaders, who said he feels that there needs to be a ceasefire on the table before they even have those serious conversations about a peace deal. Now, the reason why that's important is because this is something Ukrainian President Zelenskyy has repeatedly said, that he feels he can't go to Moscow and have conversations about ending the war if there are still bombs falling. President Trump, however, has said that he has been able to have conversations and end wars previously without having a ceasefire on the table. He said he understands that some people would prefer that, but he feels that it's not necessary in this case, and he's been able to do it before without getting that ceasefire. That's point number one. Now, point number two is definitely those conversations about security agreements and guarantees. That's the key crux of what the meeting here today is going to be about. We know they have been saying these words, Article 5 like security guarantees. Keep that in mind. That's important because Article 5, of course, is with NATO. When a NATO country is attacked, it is viewed as an attack on all NATO members. That's what Article 5 means. President Trump has said Ukraine will not join NATO. Therefore, they cannot have Article 5. However, they can have Article 5 like guarantees, which would mean a security agreement between some European countries, Ukraine, and the U.S. as well. That would mean if Russia were to attack again in the future, that they would rush to Ukraine's aid. That's important because that helps keep those lines clear. If there were to be an ultimate peace deal made between Ukraine and Russia, what stops Russian aggression again? Well, it would be stronger security guarantees between the U.S., Europe, and Ukraine. So that's what is being discussed today. Also of note, President Trump was asked in the Oval Office during that meeting with Ukrainian President Zelenskyy whether U.S. troops would be on the ground as part of those security guarantees. And Nancy, he didn't say no. So there's a lot we need to watch out for later today of what could come out of the meeting that's happening behind us in the White House.
All right, Olivia Rinaldi, thank you very much. We appreciate your insight, and we'll be checking in with you and the rest of the team. Thank you.